Have you ever wondered what it's like to take care for a tiny ancient creature? Well, imagine bringing home a tiny little creature that's as small as a rock. Well, that's exactly what happened to me when I got my very first baby box turtle. I have always been fascinated by reptiles, and I knew that I wanted a turtle or a pet that was medium maintenance and unique. After doing some research, I knew it was time, and I finally grabbed her and got her, and I've never regretted that moment since. Keep on watching, because later I'll share with you guys a story about how I got her. Now, that's enough of me. Let's go see my turtle. Say hello to Kasa. This is my baby box turtle. So, funny story, I named her Turtle in a different language. It's Swahili. I believe it's pronounced Kasa. When I tell people, they're like, house? I'm like, no, it's Swahili. It's turtle in Swahili, so it's funny. This is her just kind of walking around. Now we're going to discuss her essential cares. So what I like to use for her bedding is mulch. This is like turtle mulch, reptile mulch. There's a link in the description that's going to show you guys where you can get some of these supplies. Then for her food, I feed her worms, earthworms, red worms. When I was back at home, when it rained, I got to dig up a lot of some of the ground. So for right now, just buy them from the store. She has a little coconut hide to hide in. And then she has her food tray. Then she has her walk-on water tray. This is her heat lamp. You can also have a UV light. I don't have one yet. I gotta buy her one, so that's gonna come up soon. To keep the temperature kind of cool for her. You don't want it too hot or too cold in your area that you have the turtle. Okay, back to her diet. These are worms I was actually able to dig up from the ground from the backyard, but other things that they can eat are crickets, snails, beetles, and grasshoppers, surprisingly. So this is a clip of her eating. So this is around the time when I got her. So it's finally for my story of how I got her. So I was cutting the grass in the backyard of my dad, and we had found a couple of box turtles, like a girl and a boy. We had put them in like a plant vase or whatnot, so we placed them in there. My dad was like weed eating, and he was like, oh, I was like, what's wrong? And he's like, I think I found a little one. I was like, little what? He's like, a little box turtle. I was like, nuh-uh. So he picks her up. He's like, look. I was like, oh my gosh. We were freaking out. We were both like, we've never seen one this small. Because we always, like, growing up, I always saw giant box turtles, just size of like a softball or something. They're just big. And he was like, I don't know if I hurt it. I don't know if I killed it. He's like, put it in the vase. So I go and put it in the vase. And, a couple minutes later, it starts to move around. I was like, Daddy, it's alive. Like, it's moving. He's like, it is? I was like, yeah. He's like, you want it? I'm like, I can keep it? He's like, yeah, you always wanted a turtle. And I was like, yeah. So that day, we went to the pet store, we got all the supplies, and I have her, and I've never been happier. And those are some mealworms that she's eating. You're gonna see her eat one soon. This is her eating a mealworm for the first time. She is tearing it up. One thing I learned about like earthworms, like straight from the ground, is that they're a little bit more, for her, she's able to kind of like rip them better than the store-bought ones. I personally like to feed her those earthworms straight from the ground when it rains better, but I had to go back to school, so I had to get some from the store, and that's just what I feed her for right now until another rainy day. This is Kasa's first time eating a grasshopper. Y'all, one thing about Kasa, she is a beast when it comes to her food, okay? She will eat it, rip it, tear it. When she eats crickets, she eats the head first, and she just sometimes I'm just like, poor insect, because she really eats her food. I have to watch her. And then sometimes when I walk away, and come back, the food's gone. That's one thing. I'm a proud turtle mommy, is that she eats her food. But yeah, she's just eating that grasshopper. Now it's time for bath time. Okay, so for her bath water, I like to keep it at lukewarm temperature and for it to be at least 1 to 2 inches. Kasa has gotten bigger since I got her. She's about like 5 to 6 months now, almost just about 6 months. So her water, I put a little bit more in there for her, but it's not too much, just enough to be about 1 inch or 2. And she's good. She's swimming fast and furious. So I like to have it a little bit enough to be above her shell so she can be able to submerge and soak a little bit in the water. 3 misconceptions about turtles. One common one is that they are low maintenance. Not really. They may not require as much daily attention as some animals, but they still need proper care to thrive, including their proper habitat setup, their diet, and monitoring them for health issues. Number 2 is they can be handled frequently. While gentle handling is okay, occasionally excessive handling can stress the box turtles out and possibly lead to health issues. Number 3 is they can eat any greens. Box turtles have specific dietary needs, and not all greens are suitable for them. Providing a balanced diet of fresh vegetables, fruits, and occasionally insects is crucial. I hope you enjoyed this video on box turtle care. Remember, with the right care and attention, box turtles can make a wonderful and rewarding pets. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video if you found it helpful. Thanks for watching.